As far back as I can remember, I always wanted to be a gangster.
Hello. In this video, I will be showing you the production format, genre, narrative structures, and technical construction of a single camera production. First of all, format. There are three formats I will be using examples for in this video. For the feature-length film, I will be talking about Goodfellas, released in 1990 and directed by Martin Scorsese. Goodfellas is an Italian mob-based crime drama set in New York in the 1950s to 1970s. Technical codes used in this film show a narration throughout the film to guide the narrative. The narration comes from the two characters, Henry and later on his wife Karen. The narration mostly shares the story told from Henry's point of view, but also the relationship between him and Karen. As you can see in this close-up of Karen pointing the gun at Henry, the director uses the push focus technique to focus away from the barrel of the gun and towards Karen's face, to show the sweat and tears pouring down her face, and further express the level of emotion that she is feeling. The same goes for when the camera is facing Henry at this point. The shot reverse shot technique is used here to clearly build up tension in the scene, as once we cut to a wide two-shot of the couple, we learn how close the gun is to Henry's face. The use of silence also helps the tension in the scene. A generic convention of a gangster film such as this one would consist of being set in an urban location. This is shown by the film being set in New York. Also, iconography of suits and weapons is commonly seen in gangster films. Again, this film holds up to this convention. And of course, there is a lot of violence. This film has an 18 rating, so there is almost any exception to what the film can include. Other iconography included in this film involves the exchange of large amounts of money, murder, aggressive language, and violence. Lighting in this film is rather low-key in the night settings, and motivated natural lighting in the daytime. The reverse tracking shot, commonly referred to as the Zolly, is used in one sequence of the film where Ray Liotta and Robert De Niro are having a conversation. This is used in a way to illustrate that the world is slowly changing around them.
Thank you, sir. Alright, see you later. Thanks.
What are you doing? You leaving your car?
Watch, it's the car for me. It's easier than leaving it at a garage and waiting. It's a lot quicker that way. You know what I mean? Huh? I like going this way, better than waiting in line.
As you can see, this shot is uncut, to stay steady to the time and setting that it's in. It's a very creative and good way to allow the audience to be immersed by not cutting the footage up at all. This is also a smart way to cut costs in editing and film. This take lasts 3 minutes from start to finish with no cuts whatsoever.
Our legends, though gods they were, and as the elders of our time choose to remain blind.
All of the sounds are as real as possible to connote a real immersive atmosphere to the audience and make the film feel more reliable to its story and dark, serious genre.
Understand? Yeah.
I'm gonna shoot him in his big fucking mouth! Shoot him!
One transition scene in the middle of the movie includes a time-lapse from night to day. This is a creative way to speed up time if the timer stretches over a few hours. This also helps its more linear narrative structure. Instead of a voiceover like the rest of the movie, the fourth wall is broken whilst in the courtroom at the end as a creative way to talk to the audience and get them into grips with the ending.
Everybody had their hands out. Everything was for the taking.
The ending is closed. This is shown by the narrator Henry saying that it's all over
That's the
and
hardest
how
part.
he gets to still live the rest of his life
Today
like a
everything
show.
is different.
This
There's no
also
action.
makes the rest of the audience
I have
less
to wait
puzzled as
around
to
like
what
everyone
happens
else.
next because they already
Can't
know.
even get decent food. Right after I got here, I ordered some spaghetti with marinara sauce and I got egg noodles and ketchup. I'm an average nobody. Get to live the rest of my life like a schnook.
Danny, can you give me a call straight away, sweetheart? I just want to know where you are.
The body of an 11-year-old child was found on Harbour Cliff Beach at Broadchurch. God, who's that?
He was strangled.
We are treating Danny's death as suspicious.
You have to look at your community from the outside now.
Broadchurch is a crime drama set in a Dorset seaside resort. Directed by multiple directors such as James Strong and the Welsh Eros
Where
Lynn.
were you last night?
I told you I was on a job.
The story is about a boy who is found dead on a beach, and how the detectives, played by David Tennant and Olivia Colman, find out how the boy lost his life.
We will catch whoever did this.
And we have to be so strong now, because I don't know where this ends.
So these are my friends, people I've known all my life. I can't let them down.
As the series unfolds, we learn more about the story, but after every episode, a cliffhanger is used to entice the viewers to return each week. With that, we can also show that this television program has a linear narrative.
An easy answer to this. The least pain.
With respect, sir, move away from me now or I will piss in a cup and throw it at you.
Do you know the person who killed him really well?
Did you kill Danny?
You think I could kill my own son, do you?
Where were you on the night of Danny's death?
Reading a book. I was at home.
Having sex. The burned boat was my ex-brother-in-law's.
And you was there.
Well, everyone did. It wasn't a secret.
I'd hate to be in your mind.
This show uses the perfect amount of movement and shot variation to give the best representation of storytelling possible. For example, this scene of Beth Latimer and D.S. Ellie Miller is set up as an over-the-shoulder mid-shot of Ellie, to add to the geography of those two characters but as not to take away emotion from Ellie's face. A reason for using the over-the-shoulder technique is also a way to include the audience in dialogue. Then, a cut to a close-up is used to further express Ellie's emotions. The colour grading in the show has a warm but slightly less saturated feel to it. The warm colour grading adds to the sunny resort sense to the setting of the show, but with the addition of the undersaturated colours connotes the more serious atmosphere of the story.
Here you go.
Why didn't you wake me?
I did. You told me to piss off.
I don't
Lighting
remember.
in this show is quite unmotivated and natural. We can see this as lighting isn't very strong, and we can see exactly where the light is coming from. For example, the lighting in this scene is coming through the kitchen window.
Hi, Mum.
More Liz.
Fresh eggs. We had a bumper lay.
Look at them, eh? Love you, zillions.
Okay.
Oi.
Hello, love.
I've got a temperature.
How do you know?
She hasn't.
I've got to go. I'm late to meet Nige.
Have you seen Danny? Forgot his packed lunch.
No, he'd already gone. All right, I'm late.
Cheerio, love.
Just because this show's story is set around the death of a young boy doesn't mean the narrative isn't multi-stranded. As we can see, there are many cutaways to other characters of the show, which also better prove the multi-stranded nature. In addition to the Latimer family story, we also learn of the character development between Ellie Miller and Alec Hardy, since we learn that Alec took Ellie's job when she came back from her holiday.
I know, you got my job.
Really? You want to do that now?
You don't even know who he is.
Tell me.
Daniel Latimer, 11 years old, goes to school with my boy Tom. His family live here. Dad's the local plumber.
It's a suicide spot.
He wouldn't do that.
Answer the question.
No.
Since this show is set in the present day, there is more technology added to the mise-en-scène to fit the genre's iconography. For example, when investigating the scene of Danny's death, there are people in forensic suits alongside the police tape cordoning off the area, which hold the conventions of a crime scene.
Trajectory?
I mean, he didn't fall.
Could he have jumped?
That's unlikely, sir, given where he was found and the trajectory off the cliffs.
See? Not Danny.
You ask me, someone tried to make it look like an accident.
No present-day crime drama would be complete without police or rooms for questioning, and this show proves that.
57 Whitley Road, Lewiston.
Where is that?
It's about 30 miles from here. I covered the full region for the company.
And you're saying Danny Latimer wants us to know that he was put in a boat before he died?
Yes.
On the technology side, the questioning rooms have voice recorders. Alongside in the office, there are computer systems that have logs for everyone they need to look up for the case.
When is this?
Night Danny snuck out his bedroom?
He said he was out on a call. What's he doing?
Waiting for someone.
How do you know?
I don't, but I bet I'm right.
The use of music really helps, especially in scenes when there is no dialogue. It's more of a way to tell the story visually without the use of dialogue itself.
Jack, it's Beth. Danny did his paper round this morning, right? Oh, okay, did he ring? No, it's fine. I just not quite sure where he is, that's all.
For example, the matching of minor chords along with the mishmash of cuts, high angles and movement of the camera showing Beth frustrated out of her mind whilst trying to call everyone she knows to find out where Danny is.
Okay, thank you.
Can I do anything?
Just give me a call if he shows up.
As Beth is walking through the traffic down to the beach, we can interpret this as a form of vertical framing, trapping Beth in a corridor of cars leading her down to the beach, which will inevitably result in her finding out about her son. Again, you can see once she reaches the beach and spots her son, there is little to no dialogue used. Instead, the use of slow motion along sad, minor tone music is used to visually express how Beth must be feeling.
Leave it.
I'm not here to tell you how to live your life or to preach to you. I'm not here to tell you what to do or what not to do. I'm still trying to figure out some things for myself. And I will be for a very long time.
Deep It is a crime drama short. set in the west of London to take a look at the impact of knife crime on the streets of London. Deep It shows the story of a victim of knife crime. As part of the story consists of his friend being stabbed. The narrative structure is of a non-linear form, as there are flashbacks throughout the film. It goes back and forth from the consultation room, where the victim is talking about his past to younger people, to the story about his life and how he got caught up in the action.
That's my boy, innit? You don't allow it, man. Come on, my stories are his stories, innit? Okay, it is what it is, bruv. I'm just gonna do what I've got to do.
Yeah, I hear you, man. How's your mumsy, though, bro?
Hey, she's a fighter. I admire her still.
See? What, you moved to his yard now as well?
Sure.
What do you know about his mum? You get on my nerves, man.
Hey, Warren, don't even come slap your head, bruv.
The use of shot variation and editing helps the narrative to also better illustrate how the character feels at that point. For example, we see the use of quick cuts to further represent the frustration that Miles is feeling. With the attitude of Miles quickly getting out of hand, the music gets louder, adding to the tension of the scene.
And you want to stand there and laugh at me? Why are you laughing at me? What, dickhead? No! What, you want to call me a dickhead? You mad? What? Come there? You want to slap me in my face and give my bruises? No! What? I'll take on all of you. Which one of you wants it? What? All of you at the same time, yeah? Come there? What? Come there, big man. Come there, fight me, innit? Fight me, it's not bad.
Hey, Miles, bruv.
Oh, what?
Look, fam, look, I'm sorry.
Are you not sorry?
Look, fam, look, genuinely, look, I'm sorry, yeah?
I'm sorry about what exactly? Huh, Kaz? The fact that you let your boy, the one who's been there for you since day one, give you money
With
when
this
you're
argument between Miles and his friend Kads, the use of the shot-reverse-shot technique alongside the use of the over-the-shoulder shot immerses the viewer in the dialogue, whilst also not distracting the viewer by keeping the characters on separate sides of the frame for each shot, Kads being on the left and Miles being on the right.
How many times have I backed you, though, fam? Come here, bruv, I'm talking to you. How many times? Oh, you know what, Miles? So what if you took a punch from me, fam? So what, bruv? That's what real friends do. But no. Because you're getting money, fam, you think you're better than man. That's what it is, isn't it? Are you stupid, fam? No. Obviously, but you must be stupid, fam. Have you forgot about everything? Fam, if it wasn't for me, you wouldn't even have any friends.
What?
Yeah, you'd still be out here getting robbed.
Say that again, innit? Say that one more time, innit? Go on, say something, what? What, you a big man now, yeah, Kaz?
Is that you?
Shut up! Where you gonna hide now, huh?
As this is a short crime drama, there is iconography of weapons involved. A knife is used in this film to illustrate the iconography. With this knife adding to the important line to the story, a close-up is used to signify that.
Go on, say something, what? What, you a big man now, yeah, Kaz?
Is that you?
Shut up! Where you gonna hide now, huh?
Pull a knife out for me, yeah? For me. Miles, for me, bruv. We're family, bruv. For me, I'm your boy.
What the fuck? You ain't my boy. You ain't my brother.
Man, still texting my sister, yeah?
Hey, no,
you think it's a fucking job?
I'm not texting your sister.
I'm Kaz, fam. I'm Kaz.
Man's told up.
No.
Fuck off.
Hey, wait, Kaz. What are you doing? Hey, Kaz, hey, don't move. Hey, what are you doing? Hey, Kaz,
The use of silence and non-diegetic music adds to the storytelling at this point, as Kads is stabbed. It also allows the viewer to take it all in.